the recorded session between Hannibal Lecter and Will Graham, as found in Dr. Lecter's residence. Tape 4.
Good evening, Will. Please, take a seat.
Thank you, Dr. Lecter.
You seem tired, Will. Has Jack been working his favourite hunting dog too hard?
Jack does not know the meaning of rest, but no, this wearied form is not for my work with Jack. This is due to my lack of unhaunted sleep, Dr. Lecter.
Please, Will, you do not need to stick with formalities. You're not my patient, although I could prescribe you a mild sedative to help you keep the nightmares at bay.
If I'm not your patient, then who else do you prescribe medication to, Dr. Lecter?
Friends, Will. I prescribe to those I consider my friends, if they were in need of it.
Let's keep things somewhat professional, Hannibal. I'm not a stable person at the moment, and to handle a friendship, I can barely take care of myself.
You do not give yourself enough recognition for your caring capabilities. I can cite 8 dogs as my reference on how seriously you take your duty of care.
Dogs are simpler than humans. Their needs are much more straightforward, easier to predict. Humans are ugly, complicated race, filled with contradictions. As a psychiatrist, you should know better than most.
I have been known to find beauty in even the most unappealing aspects of humanity, and appreciate the artistry in parts of the world that some may consider vulgar.
I've seen into the hearts of vulgarity, and there's rarely any artistry to be found. More often than not, it's the insecurity of those coveting for what they are lacking.
You must find some exceptions to the rule.
Not all killers have the artistic merit of the Chesapeake Ripper.
Do you consider the killings of the Chesapeake Ripper art?
The killings itself I find distasteful. It's what he does afterwards that elevates his slaughter to artistry. Even Jack can't deny that.
Do you find it easier to look into the minds of murderers now that you are one?
I do not consider myself a murderer, Dr. Lecter.
Then what do you consider the incident with Hobbs?
Justice.
Consequently, Will, you do not consider killing murder if the person is justified?
I wouldn't say justified, but a man cannot act on their baser instincts and not expect the FBI to come knocking at their door.
Ah, but you were not a full FBI agent when you shot Hobbs. Perhaps it is you, these killers you'd fear knocking at their doors.
You do not need to worry, Dr. Lecter. I'm not going to go around shooting every killer I see.
Just the ones you feel justified in shooting.
End of Tape 4. Tape shows an early development of Dr. Lecter and Mr. Graham's relationship. Their discussion of Mr. Graham killing the serial killer Mr. Hobbs in the line of duty brought forth no information on the whereabouts of Abigail Hobbs, who is still presumed dead. For the record, this is Tape 5 that was recovered from Dr. Lecter's residence and has been found to be recording of his own dining room and was recorded without the knowledge of those taped.
Will, you must sit down. Pacing across my dining room will not tell me how to help you.
I don't even know why I came here.
You came because you needed help. You needed my help. Will, let me help you.
Stop saying the word help. I know what you're trying to do. Repeating that word so I feel secure in your presence. Well, I don't feel secure. I can't even tell what's real anymore.
Will, tell me what has occurred have you feeling this unstable?
I saw him at the crime scene today.
Saw who, Will? Who did you see?
Garrett Jacob Hobbs.
I see. Walk me through what happened.
Are you not going to tell me I've gone crazy? I saw a dead man today.
I do not believe you are crazy, Will. Having the dead come back to us is a normal human experience and has been documented for millennia.
Are you saying you think the dead rise from their graves regularly, Dr. Lecter?
I do not believe that, like Lazarus, the dead may rise again, but I do believe that the human subconscious shows us those that we have lost to convey a more deeper meaning. Now walk me through the incident at the crime scene so that we can decipher what your mind is trying to tell you.
Okay. The crime scene was at the Baltimore Concert Hall. The auditorium was empty except for a single chair on the stage, where a body had been positioned. The victim's throat had been cut in such a way that the vocal cords became like strings, which in turn were pulled over the arm of a cello to create a human instrument. Jack had cleared the room so that I may take a closer look, to get into the killer's mindset when he killed this man. And within my mindscape, I could see myself killing this man.
That must have been distressing.
It's what I do. It's how my mind naturally works. And that's not what I found distressing. Well, not today at least. I stood behind this man, visualizing desecrating his body in the same way the killer did. I could hear the sound of the killer wanted to create by playing this man. And then I spot him, sitting in the audience, Garrett Jacob Hobbs. His body is grey, as if I'm watching him decay. He looks at me with eyes that, although have turned milky white in death, still hold too much life in them. And then he begins to clap, and it turns into a monstrous applause. I look down, and it's no longer the killer's victim below me, but him. I panic and run from the body. It's not until I reach the back of the stage that I come back to reality. But even when I'm not in my mindscape, I could still hear Hobbs clapping in my ears. So tell me, Dr. Lecter, what can my subconscious possibly be trying to tell me?
I think, Will, that despite what you claim, you feel conflicted about killing Hobbs. I do not believe that this is out of any remorse for killing the man himself, but for the father figure you took away from Abigail, a role you are now trying to fill with your visits to see her at the hospital.
I've taken one unstable father from Abigail, and I've given her another. How can I be sure that I won't lose track of reality and put a knife to her throat just like Hobbs did?
I can help you with this. I have been visiting Abigail as well. We could be her fathers together, keeping her safe from those that wish to do her harm.
What myself?
You do not seem like the throat-slitting type to me, Will. Trust your reality with me. I will keep you on the right track.
I might have to. If not for my sake, and for Abigail's.
Now that we have you in a less manic state, I'll prepare us something to eat. I always feel that nothing cleanses the soul better than a good meal.
If there were ever to be cooking that could heal a soul, it would be yours, Hannibal.
Now I hope you're satisfied with pork. There's nothing I serve that's vegetarian.
End of tape 5. The recording shows the signs of Mr. Graham's later diagnosed encephalitis. Dr. Lecter can be heard dismissing these signs in order to foster codependency with Mr. Graham. Abigail Hobbs has been discussed, however there are no leads towards the explanation for her disappearance. For the record, I will be reviewing the telephone recording of a call placed on October 2nd between Dr. Lecter and Will Graham, and the subsequent tape recording by Dr. Lecter on the incident that followed. For the record, this is tape 6 and was recovered from Dr. Lecter's residence.
Hello. Will, are you there?
Is that you?
Yes, Will. It's me. What's wrong? You sound distressed.
She didn't come back with me. I don't know what happened, but she didn't come back.
Listen to me, Will. You need to calm down. You're becoming hysterical. Who's she, Will? Who didn't come back?
Abigail. She didn't come back with me from Minnesota. Well, most of her came.
What do you mean, most of her?
I just threw up an ear in the sink.
I'm coming over right away. Stay where you are. And don't go back into the kitchen. Will, I don't think sitting out here in the cold is doing you any good.
I couldn't stay in there by myself.
How about you take me inside and explain what has happened, and we'll get this all sorted out.
Okay.
Tell me what happened in the kitchen, Will.
I was asleep. Or at least, I think I was asleep. And I woke up from a nightmare with a glaring headache. So I go into the kitchen to swallow some painkillers and drink some water from the faucet. My throat begins to surge, and the next thing I know, I'm looking down at a severed ear in a sink.
What was the nightmare that woke you about?
I dreamt I was in Hobbs's hunting cabin with Abigail. I did something to frighten her, and she starts to walk out the cabin. I grab her arm to keep her there. She starts to struggle, and all of a sudden I have a knife in my hand. The next thing I see, it's just blood, and I wake up here in my bed.
And you believe this just to be a nightmare?
What are you saying, Hannibal?
Will, yesterday you checked Abigail out of her hospital and took her back to Minnesota, and now you're the only one who has returned.
I only took her to see if she could help me find any information on her dad's copycat killer.
Be that as it may, I think your dream was not a dream, but a traumatic memory of what has happened between you and Abigail at the cabin. Garrett Jacob Hobbs has not left your mind since you were brought onto his case, and the ear in your sink is the aftermath of you honouring your victim, Abigail, like Hobbs tried to do.
I know what kind of crazy I am, and this is not it.
The ear in your sink says differently. I think we need to call Jack and the FBI and get this all sorted out. You cannot run from this, but you will not face this alone. I will be by your side, Will. You can trust in me.
End of recorded call and of tape 6. The tape shows that Mr. Graham has become codependent with Dr. Lecter. The tape details the conversation between the two before Dr. Lecter called FBI agent Jack Crawford. Abigail Hobbs's disappearance was discussed, however, Will Graham has been acquitted on the charge of her murder, and Dr. Lecter provides no new leads on his suspected involvement with her disappearance. The tape offers no new information.